Just recently, I went to my first ever officials locals using a Chien-Pao Bax Caliber EX deck. And I want to say it was definitely quite the experience. I had a lot of fun. My friend finally convinced me to go out, and I wanted to try it. So today I'm bringing you a deck list and an explanation of how Chien-Pao works. A lot of you veterans who've been playing Pokemon for a while already know how this goes, but there's a lot of people in my subscriber list that are still learning the game and would like to learn. So bear with me, and please also give me some feedback on it. And I also want to let you know I'll be doing a giveaway for somebody to get the Chien-Pao EX deck. So if you guys want to start learning how to play, this video would definitely be for you. And all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's roll into the deck profile. Let's go. Alrighty, here we are with the Chien-Pao EX deck. Let me go over my list. So I've studied a bunch of different lists, and I kind of compiled something that I wanted to try and do kind of a little bit differently. I'm testing out different portions with supporters, different Pokemon that search. So let's just get into it, just so you see what I mean. And if you guys could provide suggestions for me, especially you veteran players, I would definitely like to hear it. I went 2-1-1 in mine and got 5th place out of 18 players, I presume, with using this deck. And I know there was plenty of mistakes I made that I could do better on the next one. And if you guys would like me to go over more in depth of how my matches work, I can do that. But let's get into this deck profile. I play, obviously, the standard 3 Chien-Pao EX. This is pretty easy. Its ability is really good. Shivery Chill. While it's in the active spot, you can search for 2 water energy and add it to hand. And it has a pretty killer move. If you have, let's say, each water energy you have, in play either on the bench or on this Pokemon does 60 damage for each of them. So you can go up to 360 damage with Chien-Pao EX. That is absolutely nutty. He's a very hard hitter. So this is like the main bread and butter of the deck. You want to get him out with Bax Caliber and use his Shivery Cold ability to add water energy to him. So, other Pokemon we use is Lumineon V. We use Lumineon V to search a supporter like Irida, and then we'll explain what Irida does later. I am running a Pidgeot EX lineup. What's good about Pidgeot EX, it's a good pivot, it's a free retreat, and its quick search ability is really, really good. So you can search any card in the deck and add it to hand. Any card. There's no restrictions to it, so once you get this into play, bam, quick search, free retreat, and its attack isn't so bad. So say if they have a 1 prizer up there and they have Path to Peak to play, you have no other choice but to use this. Use its ability, knock it out, discard the stadium, which is Path to Peak into play, and then keep rolling with your plays afterwards. We run 3 Frigibacks. That's pretty standard as well, because you want Frigiback to evolve into Bax Caliber. And Bax Caliber ability, Super Cold, is really good. No matter how many energies you have in your hand, you can apply them to the Pokemon you see on your bench any way you want to. So that's what makes this deck so strong. You get a lot of water energy to hand with the Shivery Chill ability. Use him and then add it on and load up your Chien-Pao to swing in for big damage. Then I have Manaphy to protect from, those pesky Radiant Greninjas that try to hit your bench. Then I also run a Bidoof and Bibarel. So as you see, I've been trying to do something a little bit different, using the Pidgeot and this to see what I like better. Honestly, I'm thinking about just running both. Running 2 Bibarel, 2 Bidoof, 2 Pidgeot, 2 Pidgey. These cards come in clutch, whatever you get first. What's good about Bidoof and Bibarel? If you have less than 5 cards, use its ability. You draw up until you have 5 cards. This one does not need Rare Candy to evolve. Pidgey to Pidgeot EX, you definitely need a Rare Candy to evolve it, to get it to the next stage. And of course, Radiant Greninja. It's also really good. It's a really good threat on board. It's a really good draw card. You discard an energy, you draw 2 cards, or it's good for attacking Lost Zone's bench when they have a bunch of Comfeys on there. And they don't have a Manaphy in play, so this really kind of hinders the ability play. So that's all the Pokemon I run. Let's go on to the supporters and items cards. We'll keep this pretty simple. Obviously, we run the 4 Irida. Can't get mad at that. And so what's good about Irida is that she can search any water Pokemon in any item card. And the cool thing about any item card is that you have rare candy. You have rare candy as an item card. You have superior energy retrieval as an item card. If you have those in hand, you can search up any item card you want, and it just becomes really clutch. She is a supporter, and you can only play one supporter per turn, but having this and getting your turn 2 Bax Caliber is really good. And you can start popping off, because usually you have 4 to 5 energies in hands by turn 2. You're knocking out any Pokemon in the game. This build so far has generated a lot of consistency for me. I only had one poor matchup against Miraidon EX. It's just honestly terrible luck. And to round off our supporters, which I'm definitely going to adjust this, is 1 Iono, 1 Boss's Orders, and 1 Judge. I'm honestly thinking about keeping the 1 Iono in, cutting the Judge, and running another Boss's Orders, because Boss's Orders seems to be more of the play, especially if you're trying to ramp up a card on their bench that you can switch out and swing in for. So I just think Boss's Order is a lot more beneficial when it comes to mid to late game to really hinder your opponent and really seal the deal in collecting those prize cards. Those are the only 7 supporters I play. So now let's go on to the item cards. You named it, you guessed it, the 4 rare candies, the bread and butter of the deck. This is how you get your Frigibax to Chien-Pao when it's ready to evolve. This is how you get your Pidgey to Pidgeot EX in turn 2, is by using these rare candies. These rare candies, sorry, there's like something bothering my eye. I think allergies or something. But these rare candies are super good to really get your deck started, especially to getting into Bax Caliber. Bax Caliber is a necessity. You need him to go and thrive on your plays, or you can't add that many energies in one turn. So Bax Caliber is definitely a must for this deck. Other item cards, I use Lost Vacuum to get rid of that pesky freaking Path of the Peak. Path of the Peak really hinders this deck. So get rid of it. Definitely a Super Rod. I run 1 Super Rod. And of course, until this rotates out, you're running 4 Battle VIP passes. These Battle PIV passes, it's like having a Miraidon EX. It's broken. It's just one of the most broken cards you can use. So you want to get your Frigibax on bench, your Pidgeys, your Bidoofs, your Radiant Greninjas if you don't have them available, your Chien-Paos. So sometimes opening it up with 2 of these your first turn, you're just set. You're absolutely set going into plays. This only works on your first turn. After that, this is pretty much discard fodder. You use it with superior energy retrieval to get back water energies late game. So that's what Battle VIP Pass does. I run 2 Switch and 1 Escape Rope. I was thinking about running Cross Switcher, but I'm liking Switch a lot more, just due to the fact that I'd rather run more Boss's Orders if I really need to search it out. And I usually get a card I need when I need it, or I'll have the Pidgeot on bench, or just draw into it. So I use Switch to get free changes, and then Escape Rope if I really need to Escape Rope into something. These are the 3 switches I mainly use this, or 2 Switch and 1 Escape Rope I use to continue along. I like that. Something I might change out is Canceling Cologne. It's one of the other ones. Canceling Cologne is a good card, so if you need to boss out your opponent's Manaphy, use Canceling Cologne, use Radiant Greninja, attack the bench if needed. So Canceling Cologne is also really good. Then, of course, we run 4 Superior Energy Retrievals. This gets back your water energy. You pretty much discard 2 cards, and you get 4 water energies from the discard pile back to your hand, because when Chien-Pao attacks, you have to discard the water energy that is on it to attack. Same thing with Greninja. You detach 2 water energy from it to attack. So needing the 4 of these is a must to get back your water energy mid to late game to keep swinging in with Chien-Pao. I also run, let's go with the Pokeballs, 4 Ultra Balls. This is pretty self-explanatory. You discard 2 cards, add any Pokemon card you want to your hand. Pokemon, specifically. So this is really good if I need to start digging my deck for the Pidgeot EX, Bax Caliber, Chien-Pao, or whatever I need in the game to generate consistency and just keep applying that pressure on board. And then we have 2 Nest Balls. Nest Ball is good to get a basic Pokemon and play it into your bench immediately. So these, I just run 2 of these for now. I might up this to 4 when it comes time to Battle VIP Pass to switch out And then for the stadiums, I keep switching these out. I keep going back and forth between a Lost Stadium to Skaters Park to using one Collapse Stadium. Thinking about cutting out the Collapse Stadium entirely. It just really depends. And then Skaters Park's good because if I try to retreat, I can put that water energy back in my hand if I don't have superior energy retrieval. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking up the Canceling Clone and Collapse Stadium, and then running two lost stadiums and 2 skater parks. These cards are honestly really good. Especially Skaters Park, it's a lot more beneficial than I thought it would be when it comes time. And to pretty much round off this deck list is 10 water energies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yep, that is my 60 card deck profile of Chien-Pao EX. My other Chien-Pao players, if you have any suggestion for me or any veteran players, let me know. I'll kind of go over what I did in the tournament. I went 2-1-1. I beat an Arceus deck. I tied with a Gardevoir deck, lost to Miraidon, and then beat a Lost Zone Tina deck. So the reason why I think I lost the Miraidon was simply to the fact because I got too aggressive and didn't play it safe and set up for later plays. I thought I can seal the game. I got too cocky and then tried to swing in for everything because I thought I had game on board. But see, I'm a new player. It was my first local tournament ever, and I learned from that. And as for the Gardevoir one, it was just going at a time, and then I didn't want to play the third match, even though I'm pretty sure I could have sealed the deal. I won game 1. Game 2 was pretty much, we kind of just called it a draw, and then I just took 5th place with it. If I think I played it out, I think I would have probably been in top 4 if I did not tie, which would have been really cool. But other than that, for my first tournament, I did fairly well. There's a lot of things I know I need to work on and kind of adjust with this deck to make it even more consistent than it already is. Chien-Pao EX is definitely a meta deck. In my opinion, it's really good. Has a lot of consistency. Sometimes if you don't start off right away, you're probably lost a match depending on how your opponent opens up and plays as well. So yeah, Chien-Pao EX is just an awesome deck. If you guys have any further questions or any further feedback or comments, please let me know. And until next time, one more thing before we get in the video, I have the 2 winners from the past 2 videos I didn't announce yet in the description below. So please check the description, see if you won, and message me on Instagram. Everything is in the description. Thank you.